Whatever shape it takes, a water feature will have a soothing, calming effect. A water feature is a simple thing but gives so much pleasure. Basically how it works, you start off with a sump. Your pump is mounted in the sump, it pumps the water up through a feature like a pot, bring the water up the bottom, make sure it's sealed, and then that water will just overflow over the edge of the pot and then back into the sump. You can decorate it with stones, cover it up to make sure it doesn't get full with leaves and stuff like that. Most important thing is you can keep it simple, or you can make it as complex as you like. Basically, it's entirely up to you. Have fun with it and enjoy it. Here's what you'll need. A sump or fiberglass basin, a large pot, a length of PVC pipe to fit in the pot, silicone sealer, a grid, a submersible pump, large pebbles, blocks or bricks to make a pedestal for the pot, river sand, cement, a spirit level, a hammer, a drill with a hole saw, a screwdriver, and conduit for the electrical line to the pump. Right, so where do we start? Well, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to flip over the sump upside down. Then we're going to use sand around the trailing edge to mark the circle of our sump. From there, we're going to dig down the depth of the sump, plus an additional 50 millimeters to allow for river sand to go on the bottom so we can level out the pond and make sure it's firm and in place. Right, let's get cracking. Pretty straightforward. There you have it. Perfect. We've got the exact diameter of the pond. So now we're going to start cutting it out. We're going to take out the soil, but first of all, let's save this grass and cut out the lawn sods, put them aside, and then we can use them in a later stage somewhere else in the garden. Okay, we've cut all our lawn sods out. Now remember, we're going to dig down the depth of our sump plus an additional 50 millimeters. Right, we've dug our hole. Let's check if it's the right height. If it is, we're then going to put our river sand in and level our pond exactly right. Perfect. We're going to pull it out, put the river sand, level it off, make sure it's level, then away we go. Right, here we go. Let's put our pond in. I'm going to make sure it's level. Let's put that across there. So go down that side a little bit. That's pretty good, just down a little bit here. So just give it a little bit of a twist. You can always step in it. Perfect, pretty straightforward. We're going to put some water in here now quickly to hold it into place while we backfill the sides. We're going to backfill right up to this ring here. Fill that with a cement mix of 4 parts sand to 1 part cement. We're then going to place our river stones all the way around, so that's going to blend in and make it look nice, because we're going to have a grid over the top, which our pebbles and river stones are going to come across all the way across the pond, so it's all going to blend into one solid piece. If you backfill with river sand, what actually happens, it compacts down a lot better than soil. It falls down into the gaps, and we can actually use the back of the spade just to force it down and pack it nice and firm. Right, that was easy enough, pretty straightforward. We're now going to add our mortar mix, which is 4 parts sand, 1 part cement. Mix it up, place it around the ring of the pond, and then add in your stones. Right, we've got our mortar ring more or less level with the edge of our pond. So now we have the fun artistic side kicks in, placing our stones. Pretty straightforward. Rubber mallet, choose a handful of stones and just place them in. Get a high one, just knock him down a bit. Most of the hard work is now done. What we're going to do is we're going to put in a platform across the top of the pond. So we've made a little pedestal here so it doesn't fall down. We're going to put our pump underneath. That's going to pump the water up through our pot. It's going to trickle back down through the stones back into our sump. Here it is. That fits in there like that. We've got a little access panel so we can put our pump in. We're just going to get that into place. There we go, that's nice and firm. Now with our pump, it's pretty straightforward. We just put it on a hose, standard underwater pump. That's going to go in there. We'll bring that hose out to the top. Okay, now here's our pot. We've got a hole in the bottom for our hose to come through. We've got to seal up these other holes and the join here where the pipe comes through. I've made a little stem there so it can stick up nice and firm and it keeps it rigid. So we're just going to feed this pipe through here first. That's a nice tight fit there. I'm going to take some silicone. Okay, I'm just going to place a brick in the center. That'll just stop anyone from bumping that pole. There we go, perfect. Now I'm going to fill this with stones right to the top. The water is going to then overflow over the edge down into my sump. We're going to fill this area up with stones so you can't see my platform as well, and it's going to look like one solid stone platform. We're nearly finished. All we need to do is now add some water and plug the pump in. And there you have it, the 101 for DIY of putting in a water feature. The nice thing about doing it yourself is you have artistic license, you can do what you want. Initially I had the pot standing up level. I didn't really like that, it was pretty boring, so flipped it over on its side, gives it a bit more of a feature, and I think it looks fantastic. Remember, if you need any advice, go down and see the guys at Builders. They can show you exactly what pumps, water features, anything you need, they can help you out.